Thank you for joining us for WHNT News 19 at 6. I'm Kristen Connor. Drivers, attention, changes are coming to an intersection with a history of fatal accidents, all in an effort to keep you safer on the road. This kind of damage has not happened in Decatur since April 3rd of 1974. That's 44 years ago. And we will show you exactly what we mean by that. Right here on 7th Avenue, you can see this tree just completely uprooted. Those roots just ripped right out of the ground, and moving up to this house, you can see exactly where it struck. But now the focus has shifted from what happened to what this means, the political fallout, as an incumbent who was backed by the President of the United States, who won handily here in Alabama, has lost.
I actually spoke with an engineer who works on this, and she said it's such a thrill for her to see the Vice President here.
You may want to consider specialty delivery instructions. So instead of leaving the package right here, find some place around back or put it someplace else that's out of sight from the street. This is what's left of Office Furniture Alley. It is a stark reminder of the devastation that happened here nearly 24 hours ago. There is still lots more we need to learn about this investigation. We still are pushing for those details. We can assure you that we'll bring those to you as soon as we get them. But for now, live in Huntsville, Kristen Connor, WHNT News 19. Authorities say a teenager shot himself in the leg this evening. It happened on Cave Spring Road in Owens Crossroads. Law enforcement are calling this accidental. They say the teenager was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. So we thought it would be fun to dig back into the WHNT News 19 archives, blow a little dust off the videotapes, and redo a segment we first brought you 37 years ago.
Spring will officially be here on Wednesday.
I'm so excited. I've started bird watching already, yes. So I'm officially 90. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great one. Thanks. This kind of damage has not happened in Decatur since April 3rd of 1974. That's 44 years ago. And we will show you exactly what we mean by that. Right here on 7th Avenue, you can see this tree just completely uprooted. Those roots just ripped right out of the ground, and moving up to this house, you can see exactly where it struck, right through the wall, the roof there coming crashing down here. While this kind of damage is visible in this area of Decatur, one thing is also for sure: the spirit of the people of Decatur is also on full display. In northwest Decatur, debris litters roads, trees block homes. The landscape is different than it was just 24 hours ago.
The devastation just, it's overwhelming. It made me cry.
This just goes to show you the power of these winds, ripping this tree up from the roots. But something remarkable happened here, allowing Decatur to catch its breath.
I called on my phone and checked on people, they was all okay. So I'm okay now.
No deaths or injuries reported, but some say they won't be the same. Al Robinson was home with his family when these trees came crashing in Wednesday morning.
I saw this big job before us and no help, just my son.
But it wasn't long before that changed as strangers came by.
We was just driving, and we come through here and see them working and decided to stop and help. We actually gave them water this morning and told them we were going to come back with some more muscle. So we got some more muscle.
Right at the nick of time, we was getting ready to quit. All the energy and stuff is gone, but that revived us.
Robinson and his family will be able to keep living here, but their hearts are lighter with new friends to carry the burden.
It did do something with my spirit, and also it helped my family. My family came closer because of this.
It just makes me happy. I like seeing people come together.
That's something about change. Sometimes it can be good too.
I do see it differently. I can see this place better than what it was in the beginning.
Decatur's mayor says hope is here, and Decatur will embrace it.
The residents of the Tennessee Valley will be praying for the city of Decatur as we go through this recovery process. We're a strong group of people. We'll be fine.
The Aquadome here in Decatur has been opened as a shelter for people like this who might not be able to stay in their homes or whose electricity is still out. Now, Decatur police will also have multiple patrols. They brought in extra people for additional patrols throughout the affected areas of Decatur in order to make sure that properties like this that have been damaged remain secure. Live in Decatur, Kristen Connor, WHNT News 19.
WHNT News 19's Kristen Connor explains.
1, 2, 3. Princess Kushi!
Tuesday, it's all smiles for Kushi Patel, or shall we say, Her Royal Highness.
Perfect.
Joined by her royal family, Make-A-Wish of Alabama is sprinkling that fairy dust.
I played in glitter. I did makeup.
With some volunteer ladies-in-waiting and attendants transforming 9-year-old Kushi into a princess for the day.
I have a dress, a scepter,
and a crown that fits perfectly.
It's like a miracle and amazing. It's like a dream.
Kushi's family knows about dreams. They've made their own wishes for her on her worst days.
Chemotherapy, radiation therapy, bone marrow transplant.
Everyone wants this day to be one of her very best.
Out of all that, God blessing, and she's right here. Everything is fine.
She's not seeing herself as a sick child. And that's what really Make-A-Wish is about, is to take whatever pain and whatever struggles that the child or the family's going through, is for them to completely forget it, and I think we hit it.
As the royal photo shoot comes to a close, Kushi meets her prince, and her chariot awaits.
Up next is Princess Kushi.
To start the procession, bringing this princess to her people. To celebrate her with pride.
That's the blessing of God.
Kushi waves alongside her family, a true princess surveying her kingdom.
Thank you for everybody for making my wish come true.
In the fairy tale land of Huntsville, Kristen Connor, WHNT News 19. In today's world, safety isn't taken for granted, and many products flood the markets with promises to protect your kids. Some called stopping power that your child can wear. We purchased the Leatherback Gear Armored Panel and the Bullet Blocker Clear Backpack. We're gonna put them to the test. Enter Cameron Busey, Certified Personal Protection Specialist at Security Defense Solutions. He takes us to a range at Last Resort Guns to safely demo these. For the viewers watching at home, this image might seem particularly shocking, just what it implies could happen to a person. Why is this the way that we're testing it today?
We need to put a realistic figure up there other than the skin texture to get an idea of the penetration of the backpack.
We start with the backpack, which we bought for $175 online. Is it worth the price?
We're going to use a 9mm.
The Bullet Blocker is advertised to withstand these rounds.
Range is hot.
But will it deliver?
The 2 shots here, the 3rd shot there, did not penetrate.
But here's something you may not have thought about. Busey notices damage already behind the backpack, simulating
that body still took a shot. That can collapse a lung, that can crack a rib, it can even stop the heart.
How does the Bullet Blocker and our mannequin fare with a larger caliber?
Range is hot.
We try a .45 next.
See a deeper cavity wound here.
Still,
it stopped the bullet. It's doing its job.
While mostly compromised by now, we wanted to know, can the Bullet Blocker withstand fire from another, more powerful and popular firearm? A shotgun.
You see it completely knocked it off the stand. The pack is completely compromised.
Busey says this impression proves the Bullet Blocker took the shot, but may not be able to save the wearer from real harm.
Is it a false sense of security? Maybe, maybe not.
How will our second product, an armored panel, do? This one from Leatherback Gear is only $110 online. We are told this is designed to fit into any backpack. We load it up and place a cantaloupe inside to test impact. Busey tries the 9mm again. And the .45 caliber.
There's your shots there. Cantaloupe's intact. This one's faring better than the other one, I think, on impact.
But where is the limit on that protection? To finish our test, we asked Busey to try rifle rounds.
Of an AR-15.
On both items. What happens
there's a pass-through right there.
Is not a surprise to Busey.
You got 2, 3, 4, you got 5 shots that went all the way through the pack, which was expected. This thing is not designed to stop a rifle round.
After all this,
it's better than nothing, but it by no means is a cure-all for everything.
And he wonders if they're really worth the cost.
Don't walk away if you buy one of these thinking if you get shot, it's 100% you're going to survive, or there'll be no injury. That's not the case.
His bottom line, how does having a backpack like this affect a child?
Well, if we're sending our kids to school with bulletproof or bullet-resistant backpacks, we're telling them count on being shot at some point, that's not a good message I want to send to my child.
For Busey, it comes back to just telling kids. If you see something, say something.
I believe in information, and that can save somebody's life.
In Madison,
There's your bullet.
Kristen Connor, WHNT News 19.